Today I'm going to be sharing with you the best golf swing for senior golfers. And it's actually the best golf swing for any golfer looking to improve very quickly at the game of golf. And it's completely customizable to fit every person, and that's what allows for very fast improvement. In this video, I'm going to be going through it step by step. I'm going to show you the simple setup change that you can make to immediately improve your ball striking. And again, it works with any golf club. I'm going to talk about impact and how you can learn to improve your impact very quickly. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you some drills, how you can incorporate drills to continue improving your golf swing as you go along. So it's really exciting to be able to share this with you today. I'm going to give you everything you need in this video to get started, so you can even start improving right now in the comfort of your own home. So grab a golf club. While you're here, please click the subscribe button below to subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss any upcoming videos. And click the bell to get notified as new videos are released. I plan on releasing new videos every week. So those of you who are familiar with my teaching know that I like to keep things as simple as possible. And I think that most instruction that I see on the internet and in person is far too complicated. Really what we need to do to be able to improve is we need to improve impact the moment the club head strikes the ball. And it should be obvious, it is in other sports, whether we're hitting a tennis ball with a tennis racket. If you miss the court to the left, you know that the racket was aimed there. And if you hit it too high, you know why. In golf, for some reason, it's always a mystery. People are trying to blame it on the hips or the takeaway, the top of the backswing position, or your head moved, when in fact it's your control of the club that's causing the problem, and you're not focusing on moving the golf club properly. So to simplify making great impact, the number one point that I'm going to make today in this video, number one, is we need to set up on as close as possible to our impact plane. There's a lot of ways to check this. You could shoot a video. Clients of my online learning program can send in videos for my review, but it's as simple as taking the golf club. Here the club's in a cocked position. Here it's uncocked. Just take the weight of the club and let the club uncock. From there, all we're doing is going down to impact. You could have a buddy pull the club head away from you, and you'll see that it does this. These are the forces in the swing. When we have any speed at all, the club is going through with the arms stretched out in this position, at least to the elbow. The club is in line with the trailing forearm at impact. So it might look something like this at impact. And it doesn't matter if it's an amateur or a professional, if someone on tour, 100 years old or 5 years old, everybody is going to be there. The problem is if we set up with the club at a different angle to the golf club, what happens is in the swing, you start here, and as you swing, the club comes through here. You can see the club head's moving to get into alignment with this trailing arm quite a bit. And I measured it with a 6-iron. Looking at tour player Justin Thomas with his 6-iron, I measured the difference from setup, from his trailing elbow to the center of the club face, from setup to impact was about 4.5 inches. So the club head's moving away that much. And he compensates obviously incredibly well as he hits the ball in the center of the face virtually every time. And he's done so since he was a child and learned the game very young. The problem for most of us, we really can't move like that any longer, and it's too late to hit millions of golf balls to get there. So looking for an easier way, we're just going to set up with the club on the impact plane. You can just do this from your setup position, raise the hands up, and you're also going to then stand a little bit more upright, which is going to be easier on your body. It's going to have, if you have back pain, this is going to make a big difference for you, standing a little bit more upright, getting the hands up there. Now most people setting up here at impact, their spine is in a more upright position anyway. So we're just going to set up for impact, and that's why the name of my method is set up for impact. We're going to set up for impact. And it's important to understand there's a lot of customizable aspects of the method, and we're really trying to match at impact. We want to be in this position also with the hands leading. We want to have the body turn to the best of our ability. And for you older gals and guys out there who can't quite turn as well as you used to, it's very customizable. So if you could only turn that much, you're still going to have tremendous success setting up for impact. And so because we're set up for impact, we're set up like this as opposed to here. Now all I need to do is take the club back and swing the club through, and my spine is staying at the same angle. All I'm doing is a simple rotation back and through. Looks something like this. It's really that easy to hit perfect golf shots. So the second step, this really important point here, and I can't stress this enough, the second step, we need to be focused on learning to make great impact. Once we've learned to set up, we're going to focus on impact-based training. We're going to focus on moving this club head perfectly through impact. And I have a set of drills I'm going to talk about in a few minutes that's going to teach you how to do this. So with impact, most importantly, we need to have the grip leading the club head through impact. And I get asked why that is, and it should be something that every golfer knows, but strangely a lot of people don't, that when the grip is leading through impact, what's happening is the club face is rotating a lot less or staying basically square through the impact area if you're moving properly. And if you let the club head pass, you'll see a great deal of rotation in the club head is happening here through the impact area. And it's really, really critical to understand. If you just pick up a club and move it like this, you can do it one hand, your lead hand, do it like this, watch the club face. Now, stop the hand at the ball and let the club rotate through. And look at the difference at how much rotation there is in the golf club. And it's really shocking that it should be obvious that everybody should learn to move this way to get the club, get the grip leading, because the number one factor in determining which direction your ball flies is club face angle at impact. So if we can keep it square through impact, obviously we'll have a huge advantage. From my experience in teaching for over 35 years, when I put golfers on video, almost every one of them is releasing early, and there's a lot of rotation through impact. And so fixing that helps them to very quickly improve their golf game. We also have the added benefit, if we're moving properly with the grip leading, that we could create what's known as a flat spot. So your golf club is moving through impact like this, where it's just scraping the ground through impact as opposed to down and up. Obviously, huge advantage if you struggle with hitting fat and thin shots, those we could completely eliminate with the proper release and getting the hands leading through impact, as well as creating a perfect straight spot towards the target through impact. It's the same effect, and this is accomplished simply by rotating through impact and getting the club to release at the right time. You can create a nice straight, square, flat spot through impact. Also, with the hands leading, it's what enables you to hit the center of the club face. If we take a golf ball here, put it on your kitchen counter, hold the club straight, and you'll see that the center of the ball is making contact very low on the club face here. Tilt the grip forward, and you'll see that now it's in the middle of the club face. We also have the effect of increasing club head speed with the hands leading. So really there's 5 factors increasing the speed, because with the hands leading through impact, we can use parametric acceleration. I know it's a fancy word, but really you can just test it out yourself. If we're swinging the club like this, like a pendulum, we can speed it up very simply if when the club head is back here, if I pull up. So if I pull up, it greatly accelerates the club head. This pulling up is also the mechanism for creating that flat spot and for helping the hands lead and creating that straight spot as well. It increases your speed simply by doing this as we come into the ball. It's called shallowing out the club, but we're doing it here by rotating the hips, the lead leg straightening, and the lead shoulder rising through impact pulls the grip up as the club is releasing. I know it may sound complicated, but again, this is critical to becoming a consistent golfer and hitting the ball farther at the same time. I know as we get older, I'm 58 now, distance is really important, and to keep it, we need to move as efficiently as possible. It's really not that complicated. Following my drills here in a couple minutes are going to help you get there. As we're working on impact, it's important to understand how to customize the way we hold the golf club. A lot of people are caught up in holding the club a certain way. Some believe they have to have the back of the hand towards the target. Some believe too strong a grip is bad. What's critical is that the orientation of your hands matches impact for you. And that means if I can get the hands leading, where my hand's in front of my leading leg, I need to see that the grip is in a comfortable position in my hands with the club face square. So if I used the back of the hand towards the target idea, which I did in the past many years ago, and I do that, you'll notice the club face is open. So all I would do there is rotate the club face to square, put the hands on, and I'm ready to go. Now it feels strange because I'm not used to that position, but again, we're fitting the way we hold the club to impact. At the same time, a lot of the people that I work with who have too weak of a grip, they'll never learn to get the hands leading, because when they get the hands leading, the ball flies to the right. We need to customize that, and I have that's part of my learning program, is to customize the grip. But if you just look at impact and make adjustments there, it's not so hard. If you're slicing the ball a lot, take your leading hand, rotate it away from the target. So the thumb is on the side opposite, away from the target. That would be here, and you'd see more of the label of the glove here in the camera. That's a stronger position if you're slicing it. If you're hooking it, we need to make sure that you're not releasing early to get the face closed. So a lot of times we can fix a hook by getting the hands leading. So the fourth point I'm going to make today is using the same approach with different clubs and for different shots. So we're going to still make sure that we're set up this way. This is a sand wedge, and I'll just stand a little bit closer to the ball, but I have that same alignment. I have my grip on the club, my hands on the club to fit impact, and I'm focused on delivering the club here, again, perfectly through impact. If I go to, we already saw the 7-iron, that's what I was using before. If I go to a 5-wood, same idea. Ball position moves a little bit farther forward, but I'm still set up in this configuration or orientation with the arms and the club, and then it's just moving. Again, I need to get the hands leading because we need that effect on every golf shot that we hit. If I'm going to hit a chip shot, same thing. I'll just stand a little bit closer and make this motion, but the orientation of the club is the same. And you could do the drills that I'm going to show you with any club really in your bag, and you should vary it as often as possible, including the driver. Ball is going to be up on a tee, then off the lead foot, and we're still releasing it the same. You don't need different golf clubs for this. A lot of people ask, because we're setting up in a position where the hands are up, do we need more upright golf clubs? The answer is no. If your clubs fit you before, they'll fit you now, as long as we keep the same distance from the ball. And the reason is simple, because the clubs, even though you set up like this before, your impact was here. And so now we're setting up there and making impact there. Only if you move farther from the ball would you need flatter clubs, or closer would you need more upright. As always, I recommend getting fit. Club Champion Golf is the best that I've seen in the business, and I have more info on that on my website at setupforimpact.com. So the fifth point I'm going to make to you today about learning the best swing in golf. So talking today about drill number one, I call it the drill because it is most important to learn great impact. We need to have the hands leading through impact. So what I want you to do when you pick up a golf club is go ahead and get set up, and then I just want you to move the club back, and we're going to have a tiny turn. The club's back, and check it. It's back across from your trailing foot, and then I want you to leave the club head there. At the same time, we're going to rotate using the feet. I'm going to straighten the leading leg, so I'm turning over that leading leg, and I'm turning the hips and upper body towards the target. When I do that, it's creating a bit of an angle here between the leading arm and club shaft, what we could also call lag, so the club head's lagging behind. From there, we're going to continue rotating through impact, and we're going to create this square, flat, straight spot through impact. And we're going to stop with the club head opposite the leading foot. And so it's going to look like this when we get started. Here, turn, rotate. So you want to watch this a few times. Trailing foot, turn, and turn. And stop. Here. And then speed it up a little bit. When you find you're able to stop here and your club's making contact with the ground in the right spot, it's also showing you how far away from the ball you should be. I have a 7-iron here, and then when I step up to the ball, same motion. You want to check that we finish in the right spot. You can also use variations of this drill, and again, you can use any club in your bag. Checking your grip if the ball is going straight, that's a plus that tells you your hands are on the club properly. We'll also do same thing here. Trailing hand, back, turn, through, back, turn, through, and then speed it up. So the hinging in this wrist is the same as if we were going to throw a ball. We're holding it, and then we let it release once the hands pass the ball. So it's starting to release here a little bit at the ball, but we're using completely our feet, legs, and hips to do this. When it feels right, hold the finish. You should see some space here. The grip's not pointed back towards your body. And then the leading hand, same thing here. Turn, through, and then faster. Trying to create a little bit of lag. For most of you, that will be the most difficult variation, and it's just important to understand we need to get this perfect. And so most of my clients, that's where they start with my online learning program, is sending in a video of them doing drill 1. And most are surprised that it really takes quite a few tries and quite some time to perfect impact at this length of swing. In the 3-day schools that I teach, I find that it takes usually 30 to 45 minutes for people to really get the hang of the drill. And then over the next couple days, we keep reviewing to make sure everybody understands how to do it. And then it's really critical when you go home to just say, hey, I'm going to do this. Even if it's without a ball, I'm going to make this swing 100 times a day. Just making sure that I have the technique correct. And again, you can do it with any golf club. Then there's drill 2, is a little bit longer swing. Drill 3, a little bit longer. And drill 4 is the full swing, but a little bit slower, so we can concentrate on impact. So again, there's a whole series of drills talking in depth about setup, how to hold the club, how to customize the grip, again, the importance of impact, and then all the drills. And you can also, if you're a Platinum member, you can submit videos for my review, all on my website, setupforimpact.com. You can also just purchase the learning program. At the moment, it's around $100. Attend my schools around the country. I have some coming up in Cincinnati, North Carolina, and there's a few spots left here in Florida. So check it out, setupforimpact.com. As always, comments are appreciated. Put them in the box below, any questions. I do my best to answer them all. And again, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.